sunset and dreamers scheme accomplishments, exchanging stories from seats they've grown on. Full front page news articles for fools, gold, rubber check, sunset and dreamers scheme accomplishments, exchanging stories from seats they've grown on. Full front page news articles for fools, gold, rubber check, sunset and dreamers scheme accomplishments. You waved your wing onlookers laugh.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of On the Block podcast. That was my good friend, Deliphone. You can check him out at soundcloud.com/Deliphone. Good friend. Got me and him talked a lot of bullshit about Big Brother. I don't know how I'm getting into it, but he's coming back. Deliphone lives. And Spencer, how's it going, my brother? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm welcoming you to the show, but
you're such a flaming gala.
Yeah, flaming gala. Yeah,
Gala.
that was pretty
flaming
good.
gala.
Yeah, so we are kind of a little bit late here just because we got the chance to actually watch a sideshow going right into the episode, which is kind of fun. Or right after the episode. And you know what? Sideshow's really kicked it up from last year.
Yeah, I love Sideshow. Sarah's edition is great. The Versus segment, we're talking about that, how like that segment. And Peter's always killing it. Like every time she asks the question, when Marissa asks a question to Peter or to Sarah, like I want to answer it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me answer that.
Yeah.
And anyway, Peter always answers it just almost like I feel like how I would.
Well,
he
exactly.
keeps it like the game is the game.
He's so smart about it. Like,
use it contextually. Like Sarah, I mean, like I love Sarah, but you don't use the veto all the fucking time.
No shit, but like inside,
use the veto all the time.
here's a little inside baseball, but fucking like they know what they're doing. They know like this isn't necessarily their opinions, but they know how to fucking present like both sides of the option. And like the thing is that now they actually have dynamic. Like this season, like the dynamic is there where it's like two people that can like actively pick two different sides, and no matter which side they pick, they both can like sit there and fight for it, and they know within the context of the game what they're fighting for, and it makes for really good, interesting viewing. And it's viewing, but it's like viewing, but it's like I think like. Yeah, I don't know. This is like if me and you pitch our sideshow to
BBUS,
we pitch it exactly like this show. We pitch it like that.
Format. The studio's already set up. Everybody's just to hang out for like another hour so we can do this 30-minute show. We'll try to do it in one take.
And we bring in like maybe we bring in Rachel Riley as the Arissa, and it's me and you. You know.
Okay.
So we've got the girl element. We've got, Rachel can always, Rachel's on top of her shit. She knows,
dude.
And she's a different person than both of us. And me and you play off of each other.
We're
totally different, So it's like, it would be a good, nice
dude,
little.
You know as well as I do that any hosting gig associated with Big Brother in the future is going to one Mr. Frankie J. Grande. I firmly believe that if Julie ever wants to step down and they would continue the show, I think that they might even change the format from 3 days away, but I think they'll give it to Frankie if he's still rock and rolling in the industry, in the biz. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. Anyway, the price is right.
I want to get into. I mean, I think a better segue is we should talk about Peter Brown. I just want to say how fucking. This kid is, I don't know why I call him a kid. It's so degrading, really, because he's a sir. I should be calling him sir because he's Sir Peter. Like he's fucking doing so much stuff. He's got Sideshow.
Oh.
He kills Sideshow. You know that he's fucking the lifeblood of that show. And then this kid's on fucking The Flash this week. Like, spoiler alert, everyone, if you have not seen The Flash, go watch this just because Peter Brown is in it for a little bit. And he even has a speaking line.
He's the female speedster.
Spoiler alert. Don't tell everyone. But I think that, like, I don't know. I'm just, I'm just honored to be like, that dude, I know that dude. He's my friend.
Absolutely.
Like, that dude's my friend.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Now we even have him on our network working together in
Yep.
tandem, Brothers in Arms now.
Brothers in
so
Arms.
if you haven't
Yep.
checked out the Shield show, make sure you do it because they're picking up, our dead weight here.
Yep.
you know.
Monday 7:30. Check that out.
Absolutely.
Anyway, they are
Sorry.
definitely picking up our dead weight.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you're right. We should get into what else happened this week. A little bit of Price is Right action. I mean, come on.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
talk. Let's. I mean, we're only doing once a week. We might as well like get some fucking traction.
Juice out of it.
Yeah,
Get some
exactly.
juice.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
fair enough.
Price is Right. You know, if everyone follows everyone's Instagrams and what have yous, you should know by now that a bunch of Big Brother people were at Price is Right.
Yes.
There was Kalia. There was a lot of Kalia was a huge surprise because I didn't know. I'd love to meet Kalia, but I haven't seen her at any events.
No,
Nothing.
that's why. Obviously I wasn't there and you weren't there, and nobody from our cast was there. However, like when I see these pictures, I get so jealous.
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious. I do. It seems to me. It's like just because I want to meet Kalia.
Yeah.
It's like I want to
Fuck
see.
yeah.
I want to see where they film. Like when I was at home sick as a kid, I'd be over at my grandma's house, and I would always watch The Price is Right, and I always wanted to like be in the showcase showdown,
Yeah.
and I always wanted to be like,
Yeah.
$1, and they'd be like, oh my God, he did it,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that, but and this is the closest I ever got my chance, and
Yeah. I mean,
shot. Oh well.
I bet you
I'm
have a
proud-
better
I'm
chance
proud
of just
of
getting
us.
in there and fucking doing it by
Like
yourself.
I could just like get a ticket and just go.
Yeah. I bet
Try
you
to
have a way better
and I'll be
chance.
like, hey, this is a part 2 of that.
Well,
Unannounced
didn't Caitlyn do
special
like
episode.
dealer? No, or she did. She did something.
She was on America's Funniest Home Videos. Isn't that right?
She's the baby that ate the cake. I think.
I don't know about that.
Just like the most general funniest home video I could think of that everyone films.
Okay.
But so a bunch of them were there. It was pretty cool. I was pretty jealous. Jason Roy, I think spoke for all of us. He was sharing some words of wisdom on Twitter, but that's what
What'd he say?
he pretty like one of his main ones that made me triggered me to think about it was like he was like every time I look at Instagram, like I just get so jealous. But like that's what it is, where it's just like all these Big Brother people together, like, yeah, family, like, I don't know, like, that's exactly how it is. Like, God dang, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
But
I feel like a whiny bitch, but
oh,
that's
exactly,
true.
of course. But I know all the spoilers. I know exactly what happens.
Just ruin it. Just fucking tell everybody.
No. I won't do
Tell
that.
everybody.
I could. There's nothing that stops
Do
me or anything. Like I could even say who told me, but no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I don't think
that's not spoilers. That's being a jerk.
Well, I don't want to. No, I mean, like it literally doesn't matter. But like, I don't want to spoil it because maybe I'll say it at the end of the episode. So it's like if you don't want to hear what happens on Price is Right at the end of the episode, I'll say it. So so like people aren't tuning out right in the middle of the episode.
Dude, no, you can't say that. It's like you can't do that because you really shouldn't spoil it. That's probably bad news.
All right, so fuck it. All right,
So-
let's get to
So don't
the-
expect that.
Let's get to the main course here.
Let's get to Kelsey was evicted, and then
But
right
before we
behind
get
her-
there, to be honest, we should actually go back because literally if Shield Show is covering our dead weight, then we should start at the episode that happened yesterday, which is Dallas wins Veto.
Okay.
He does not use it at all. Bullshit.
Which
He talks
was a
big
lot-
dog game, but
Yeah, but like, if he's had the veto, but he's not had the HOH. He
Yeah.
hasn't had the person he's needed to cooperate
yeah.
and do what he wanted to do. So it's just you might as well not.
of course. But like,
so
it's always
I'm-
stupid
I'm
that
taking-
I hear him in
I'm-
the fucking diary room, like, all right, big dog's gonna keep big dogging it right here, boys. Like, okay. And
The beast from the east. That's
yeah,
I like that.
exactly. It's like, yeah, you fucking won on some wild card bullshit.
Oh,
Like,
Dally, yeah,
yeah.
but still, man,
of course,
I like the dude.
well, I think it's interesting that he's getting all this hate now, and I'm still just like, well, I don't know, I don't mind him. Like, I don't know, I don't.
I like too.
him. I'm sorry.
I like
everyone, but-
Jared. I like Jared a lot. I like Dallas. I mean, really, I think Dallas is funny. I think that he's like, he's the kind of like
He's
gross
a fucking
that I would
American.
like.
He should have been on BB-15. Like that's
Yeah, he's kind of
like he
got
would have
that.
fit in well.
He's kind of got that appeal. I can say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, I like all the cast. This shit.
This is a huge,
Uh,
a hugely likable cast.
I
For
mean,
me
even
anyways.
like Nick and Phil aren't alike enough to just you kind of like okay with the twins last year. It's like if whatever.
Yeah.
But and no disrespect, but they were just like I don't know. Nick and Phil have just completely different personalities, and they've got different ideas of how to play the game. And I don't know. It's I think it's a really fun dynamic, and I think it's a great
Yeah.
twist. And I'm glad that they just have the power of one person in the house, so that they're not made a bigger target, which is odd. But anyway, I'm glad they're not being sought out as of right now.
Absolutely. I think getting back into what's happening next, it wasn't even really up in the air this whole week about who's going to go home. Pretty much it was set for the longest time that Kelsey was supposed to go home. She pretty much started campaigning last night, what do they call it, 11th hour, and that people started questioning it, but it was pretty much over and done with. So we start off, and what does Riz say that it's going to be a double eviction, blah, blah, blah. Like, the most interesting thing, I think, is that they were calling this whole thing, like, a fake double eviction, which is, like, what does that even mean? Like, that was just a confusing idea. And, like, even still, like, the execution of it to me is, like, well, it's not really a fake double eviction. Like, two people still got evicted. Like, it's...
Well, we don't have to break down the top
semantics of it, yeah.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, I guess they could have called it, some other things, but, like, to
me, I thought the best part
they
would have
could have
been
called
like
it a fake checkout.
well, like to me, it just seemed like it was gonna be like whoever got evicted on the second one was gonna walk to the door and the door would be locked, a la Frank and fucking 14,
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like
you
that
were
would be a
hoping
fucking
that.
sweet, like, because I love that like reaction of like nope,
Yeah.
nope, everything you just did was bullshit. Like that is silly to me. And like think about how much that shakes up the house. Like this doesn't really shake up the house until they come back, and then it's like
did it some, but okay, like we've kind of opened the door to it. Just rip through. We'll kind of bounce back to the veto use and stuff. But with Kelsey and Levita, okay, Levita got evicted. With Kelsey and Levita in this room, they kind of talked about bygones be bygones and share information. Like that's really kind of interesting because basically I could see Levita telling Kelsey a lot about Joel, a lot about Mitch and things like that.
Yeah.
And then when Kelsey gets in, obviously be able to use that information. So almost sharing no information, I think, or just sharing small bits of information.
Like, what does it really mean to you at this point? Like, you're probably going to go home. You're not going to jury. Like, does it really mean shit? But wouldn't it be funner to have, like, a greater influence on the fucking chaos in the house to fucking just, like, be like, oh, yeah, this and this? Fucking start making up shit just to really...
No, I don't disagree, and I'm all for the lying and the making up of stuff, Be like, I swear that, blah, 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 said this. But, like, okay, if they can watch you and hear sometimes, like, there's a high likelihood that Jared will even possibly talk trash about Kelsey just to kind of separate himself from that period in the house, so that could cause an issue if Kelsey does get back in.
Yeah.
You're also going to see Joel distancing himself from Levita, which is going to be natural.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of an interesting thing. I think that this could really expose Mitch's game and what do you think it's going to do to the brothers' game if they're watched for a week and then somebody comes back in the house? What do you think that's going to do to their game?
I mean, it's tough to even because like when you come back to the game, what are you going to do? You're like, I'm coming after you, and you. Like, what can you do? You have to play fucking the Judd, blank slate. Like, I'm on a blank slate, everyone. Blank slate it. Like, you have to fucking pull that bullshit every single time.
Well, to me, the interesting thing is I think that probably for the brothers, it depends on how much they're able to actually be watched. If it's like feeds like what we have, and even if it's just no audio, but they can see what's going on.
Could even be tape packages,
sure.
Seemingly
that's
as
possible.
live.
That's possible. Yeah. But I don't know. I think the brothers obviously don't know what to do. But the less they're seeing with Dallas this week, I think the better. No matter who comes in. I think that's going to be. I mean,
Yeah.
Levita and the brothers are always going to have trouble, but if Kelsey comes back in and the brothers are seen with Dallas a lot, that kind of thing, I don't know. I think that would just be something they can't be mindful of it, but hopefully it's not.
I think this is a perfect. Canada move. Reminds me of season 1 Topaz in the HOH.
HOH.
Just like, oh, fuck them, or whatever, like just like really just downing people. It reminds me of Ica, season 2.
With the letters.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's like one of those things, like this is the perfect example of like a time where hopefully Big Brother Canada actually chooses like to like highlight some like decent stuff that's going to get them pissed off, that's going to get them coming back, like raging, just like, and have some ammo to go in there with, and like, I know this stuff, I know this, like hopefully I almost hope they do pick and choose, And the other thing I was kind of thinking about is like, if they're like, they can, what they're listening to, we don't really know what they're going to listen to, but depending on what they do listen to, you can make up lies off of whatever you're hearing, like, so you can feed this other person just bad information, just in case, just by like improvising with whatever you hear on TV. If you want to keep playing the game, you can definitely keep playing the game. What?
Tim is HOH.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, that's huge news. But we should fill in people through this last episode, what it really, like how it fucking went down. Because, let's see, Maddie won.
Yeah.
Maddie won HOH.
Yeah, Maddie won HOH.
One of the typical.
You recap it while I'm researching, okay?
Okay. So pretty much, it was the HOH where you pretty much have to guess whatever little hints about an HOH have or have nots or a veto competition. You have to guess which one it is, hit the button, and then whoever wins gets to pick 2 people. So this whole game kind of shows alliances. It pretty much was pretty routine. I wrote down every single person and who they vote or who they put up, who won. It's doesn't really matter because I think it's pretty routine. It just seems like it pretty much went down the party lines of the 2 sides of the house. They kept on just whittling each other away.
Well, like I think that Maddie really pulled a Howie BB6 move here. With getting Levita out, it's the same as nominating James and Sarah. Mm-hmm. Remember when Maggie talked Howie into doing that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And anyway, Sarah leaves. James is pissed, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of the same situation for Maddie. Mm-hmm. Kicking out Levita was ultimately, I think, a bad move. It's going to be kind of the destruction of that side. Now there's more people. They've lost numbers as far as people that can work together. Jared's kind of a free agent, but with Raul and Mitch in there and the brothers, it's kind of just going to be maybe a totally a bros alliance. You could see, with Tim as HOH, he's talking about having boardroom.
What do you think her logic was, though? Like, Maddie gets a lot of hate now. Like, let's talk through her logic because
she says she hates women. Earlier she can't work with women. She said that in her intro.
Let's not like.
She said that in her bio that she
said she doesn't get along with. Yeah, she doesn't hate women. I may
put a really
bad spit. Yeah, but no, of course.
But seriously, she's. I don't want to really get into the mind of.
But is it a valid strategy though? Like it's like one of those things where it's like if you take away all the women, then you're gonna be seen as like the boys will have to turn their heads and be like, why are we going after the women at this point? Like there's never gonna be a point where they're just like, well, let's just wrap this up and finish off the rest of the women.
Now I'm not saying it's not possible. It can't land that way, but I'm saying right now with Maddie is that she had HOH in a pre-jury setting with the double eviction playing Big Brother Canada. So even she couldn't have anticipated what was going to happen. You would still, it's like Dallas said, there's this 3-headed monster. They already had one head cut off. It's time to slay it and lose another one. And I mean, and she didn't do it. Like if you would like to leave in the comments why you think that she did that, or you saw something the feeds indicate. She said she lied to her twice. Putting there the 2 lies. That Maddie stands by. We'll probably see more about that on the feeds if that's even gets explained.
I honestly think that
it may have already been explained to death.
I'm putting on my fucking psychology pants right here, and just gonna armchair psychology this one. But if it's true that she does hate women, as you said, I think that, I mean, this could be like psychologically what she's doing is pretty much getting rid of the women because she wants to be the only girl. Maybe this could be also one of those things where it's like she wants to be the only girl in her group of guy friends. And so like psychologically she's doing the same kind of thing maybe she probably does in life, and why she would even say that she doesn't like girls in her fucking thing. Why would you ever say that kind of but like maybe that's what she's doing. But in her defense, I think that it's a fucking great strategy. To me, it's like you fucking take away every girl beside yourself, and like, because
it make you pointless to get rid of.
Well, because it kind of even worked in our season, where it's like at one point we were down to 3 guys, and it was like eventually the girls are just like, well, fuck it, they're done. We can go after them at any time.
That was kind of where No Ma'am came from.
Well, yeah, exactly. But
it was just us. This guy's alive.
Yeah, exactly. But like you get to a point where it's like you become such a minor threat that it's like you have to turn internally and cannibalize,
Yeah.
And if you are on that small little group, as in Survivor, they get cannibalized, they get killed. But in Big Brother, I think that small group actually has a chance, just for the weirdness of it. That's just my crazy theory.
And I think in Big Brother versus Survivor, it's a lot easier to be a stray. You can be a worthless stray in Big Brother and be at the end. If you're kind of odd man out in Survivor, it seems like there's probably a million examples where I'm wrong, but that you get devoured. Yeah. No. Okay, let's talk about Tim as being HOH. He said before he's going to do boardroom style, like he's going to let everybody pick who they want to nominate or whatever. And I think that'll be really fun to see. Yeah. If they don't cut the feeds for it.
But like boardroom, what does that mean? What is that like? Keep your hands clean method? Because
it's just let everybody air out their shit, and I think that
we're going to see. What did he say? He was just going to have every single person in the room and just like
it's just like The Apprentice style, yeah.
Boardrooms, dude. They will cut the feeds for it, but this could be a glorious moment in Big Brother history, especially because this is his first time dealing with the setup, the game of the North American Big Brother.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's actually getting to like
power
really,
within the format. Yes,
and this is it's gonna be really cool. I think this is a super exciting moment. This is the first of all time that someone from a foreign format gets to
a foreign land.
Yeah, gets to control some power.
I know that Dingo at Hamster Watch is really excited about Tim as HOH. So go to hamsterwatch.com to get a bunch of goodies all week and updates.
Absolutely.
See that plug? Boom.
Absolutely, I love it. Yeah, I think that's Tim's gonna be interesting. Tim's gonna be super interesting because who really knows? Ooh, we're dropping frames. It might get a little choppy on this episode.
Are we?
But yeah, it's I don't know what's going on, but yeah, good for Tim. That's a record. That's a record breaker. Dr. Will hasn't done that shit.
What?
Dr. Will hasn't fucking went on a foreign edition of Big Brother.
That's
and
true.
Won
That's
some
true.
power and fucked some shit up.
I know.
What happened? Did they explain Cass's foot before?
She heard it during the veto.
Okay. Because like all of a sudden it just seemed like she had a cast on. I don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't you milk the shit out of that just like a party did that hurt shoulder and BB Can?
Oh yeah, you would. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Milk that. We also didn't get to talk about Raul doing the.
Let's talk. Can we talk about Raul?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say about Raul?
Just like him doing that challenge of the lassos.
Yes.
Like they talked about it a little bit of like it might not be a good idea to just actually do it all. Like it might be a better idea to.
Mitch brought the strategy of not doing it to appear weaker. Yes,
which is like huge. Like we've talked about this on numerous occasions at this point now. Like Brittany, BB16 doing the soccer balls.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I can't remember.
And then 17 was Shelley with the sword thing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 1,000
garbage, whatever. Like and that's a stupid thing that's like I'm gonna show everyone I'm a fighter. I'll never quit.
I would have been like, I'm not gonna do it.
Whatever.
Unless I'm gonna be like on slop. or something.
Well, that's the weirdest thing is like when it comes to something like that, where it's like if it was a slop thing, you would give it your all and you'd fucking never quit because you don't want, you don't want slop. Well, yeah, exactly. But it's like this is something you can play to your advantage. This is something that you can fucking really abuse. I mean, and this is kind of the same with even Jared. When Jared's getting this fucking card during the veto, he's getting the card of like, like a win card. He got the wild card. He has to take a punishment for HOH. Well, look at now where we're at. He hasn't won he didn't win HOH. He would have been safe for a double eviction.
And same thing with Raul. He didn't win this one. Maddie won it, and he would have been able to play for this next one. I mean, though he didn't win it either.
Where it's like the odds are not in your favor until you get lower and lower in people. Like think about the numbers in all actuality. You might as well fucking do something.
You got to keep the numbers as they are that second. Really?
Yeah.
Like that's what your thought process needs to be. Like, even though with that card, it seems like, I don't know exactly the rules of how you had to get cards or keep cards, but it seemed like he had to make the decision when he gets the next one back, he has to discard that one or whatever. So, I mean, I guess he should have kept it as it is a wild card, but he did not have that extra 7 at that point where it would have been a flush 7 higher. I mean, like, I'm not a card person. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I don't know fucking either. But I mean, like, seriously, fucking, he could have like started going through anything. Like, you get a fucking wild card, like, just
Isn't it? They're going. Like, oh, they're really hidden, and they're like, it was like as big as my living room. It's like where they're picking these things up.
Yeah, really. Well, compared to like our backyard, where it was like entire backyard was like filled with shit for OTEV. But like to me, it's like
coming out to OTEV. It's one of the coolest memories of the house to me.
Yeah, really. If you like look at it from, I'm not a math guy, but I know that there's math people out there. Do this fucking math problem, because I think you could actually literally do it out where it's like it's better to go in with 3 people into the HOH. Well, I guess it'd only be 2. No matter what, it'd be 2. So yeah.
Well, if Raul and Jared had given up that,
well, then it'd only be 1. Then mathematically it'd be stupid.
Yeah, and then you try to.
Then they shouldn't have done.
Well, if Jared gives it up, then Raul needs to do the 1,000 lessons.
Yeah, one of them has to give it up, and the other one doesn't.
Because they would have won. They would have won. They would have saved Kelsey.
Yep.
And then Raul could have done it. And
Yep. So like, no matter what, you're still getting away with 2 votes coming up in the future, and 2 people able to play. Only 2 people able to play in the HOH. So maybe he was right mathematically. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. Someone's got to figure out the math in that one.
We need to figure out those stats. We need a statistician for our show.
Yeah, where's ATTWX? That's our math.
Yeah, we need a definitely a statistician for our show, and we need an intern. Basically,
we do need it. And like we've talked about intern. We should fucking get an intern. We can do it too. We can do that. We can give credit.
Hey, Kelsey and Levite are calling Mitch a mastermind, and that he's got Nicky wrapped around his finger.
Oh, shit. He's getting called out. He's getting blown up. His game's getting blown up, it looks like. Mitch is in a very safe spot. I mean, he was, I guess, but he was looking super solid. Everyone, I think, is favoring him to win. It seems like right now. If I was a betting man, that's probably where the money would go on. I am. Yeah, I don't know. What else?
Well, like let's wrap it up. We can just kind of polish it off that. We've talked about Levite and Kelsey coming back in, and we don't.
Shit? Go on.
What's that?
Go on.
Oh, we don't know how the method in which they'll enter the house. Is that correct? We don't know if it's going to be through competition or vote.
I think, from what I understand, it's vote. Call me wrong.
But when I did not hear Arissa announce that tonight.
I did not hear that. I did not hear confirmation, so I'm probably wrong as well. I don't want to say anything wrong, but I think that I heard it was.
You heard it through the grapevine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
well, all right, man.
What about a little bit in-house stuff?
Okay.
OTB.
OTB stuff. All right. Do you want to talk about the Patreon?
I want to talk about. Oh yeah, look at it. It is chopping. Our video is way chopping. I don't get what's going on. Our Patreon stuff. We're gonna be doing a Patreon. It's coming out Monday. Monday. Could be before that. Could be after it. It's gonna be an On the Block network wide Patreon. We're gonna
try to raise some funds for some equipment.
Yeah, we're
trying to get a goal. And
yeah, go on.
And just I was gonna say equipment. We were planning on getting the website up and running so that the RSS feed for our audio only podcast and like Survivor with all the fixins, Max and Corinne, so that's easier to do. We want to separate the podcast accounts in iTunes so that it's easier for people to just get the shows that they listen to.
Yep.
We can all still support each other. And that's kind of the plan. So hopefully we'll have that rolled up by Monday. And we're going to have hopefully some big offerings for your patronage. And,
Yeah.
And
we're gonna have a lot of cool
hopefully
stuff to try to give away.
Anyway, please, we ask you to make sure you share this video. Make sure that you like it, hit the thumbs up there. And if you haven't subscribed already, our subscribers are growing. Keep it going. So if you've not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe. So
yeah, tell someone that
McCray,
likes, tell someone. Man, this looks like just like choppy as chop. Just tell someone. Tell someone about the show. I don't know why it does this every once in a while.
See, we obviously need good equipment.
Exactly. This is exactly why we need fucking. This is not planned. Everyone should get on Discord. Everyone should get on my Discord. It's a little chat service. You can do, just text chat or audio chat. Eventually, they're going to be introducing video chat. So eventually, we're going to be doing video chat on Discord. We're going to be getting rid of our program that we use right now, which is the one that everyone uses right now. I don't want to name by name, but you've heard me talk about it before, and I fucking hate it. So hopefully Discord will provide us with something new and better, which hopefully it will. But everyone, if you want a place to talk about Big Brother, you don't have a really good place because you're watching the live feeds, you don't know who to talk to, you can always come into my Discord and, just type out what you're talking about, thinking about, watching the feeds, whatever you're talking about. Sometimes, I jump on voice chat and talk to people. Like I had some good conversations with the BB president when I was just really drunk. You know BB President. You've seen them on Twitter, exactly. And it's just me and them just drunk, and I don't even remember what I talked about, but it was a good old time, So we've got a lot of crazy characters coming in. But yeah, if you're looking for a place to just talk about Big Brother, like that, it's a one-stop shop. So Discord, the link will be in the comments, or it'll be in the description. So yeah,
description below.
Yeah, and see, I've got this one. I've got a new sweatshirt. They gave me a sweatshirt. I'm a partner with Discord.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Full on sweatshirt.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Super sweet. Free clothes, baby. Free clothes.
That's it. That's what
That's all exactly. So I got to give them a little bit of shout out on the block. So.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All
right, man.
Yeah.
Well, we are obviously, when we do the Patreon launch, we were talking about coming out with doing a few more podcasts a week that will be just kind of shorter things that will involve Survivor with all the fixins, Max and Corinne at times, maybe Peter and Alec. We'll be kind of recapping things that have gone on live feed style and catching up on what's going on with the shows, and it'll just kind of be a crossover fun. So that's something to be looking forward to in the oncoming weeks. So anyway, thank you again, everybody, for watching. And like I said, make sure that you subscribe, like the video, and make sure you comment down there. One thing that I'd like to talk about right quick is for the comments. This is your call to action in the comments. I want to hear what you think about Mitch and Raul. It seems like Mitch is kind of getting him separated from the herd with Kelsey gone. I think Mitch is going to have a lot of control over him, and possibly it's going to be kind of a victorious situation to the end. That's kind of what I see happening. But tell me what you think in the comments.
Do it
to it. All right. Hold on. What it do, baby boo? I cast to evict. Ramsey always fucks up. He got it right tonight, though. That's awesome. All right.
This is so great.
Pull the plug.
All right. Well, we just want to thank you all for watching On the Block, and we'll see you guys next time on the block. Oh, fuck. I really fucked it up. I pulled Ramsey. All right. Take care, everyone, and bye.